make money.
What's up, everybody?
Hello.
Couple of bettors back at it, episode 7. As you can see, a little bit of a set change. We're on the set change. Yeah, we're on the East Coast. We're actually traveling this weekend to go see the Jets take on those Green Bay Packers out in Lambeau. So we're
Just let's be clear about this. I always have to go to these damn Jets games. Now we've been to one Bills playoff game, but we go every year to the Jets playing somebody. So if anybody says I'm spoiled or, I don't treat my man right, I go to stupid Jets games all the time.
He's a trooper.
Ridiculous.
Luckily, though, the Bills are going to be playing the Chiefs after this game, so we get to. So it's not like they're both at the same time. So we're actually going to go right from the stadium to a bar and watch the Bills beat up on the Chiefs pretty badly.
Oh,
so.
absolutely. And Bills Mafia, I will have gear on, just hidden until the game's over at Green Bay. Take my stuff off and then be a Bills fan.
Yeah, I saw some guy at a game recently in the stands, and he's like wearing a different team's jersey. He's like, "What are you doing, guys?"
This is a PSA.
Do
not do that. If you go to the game and you're not a fan, don't wear anything. That's what I do. Just plain old.
I mean, what I was going to do is I was going to go to the Green Bay with the Brett Favre jersey. I thought that was a fun one. He played for the Jets. It's a little bit of ode to them. But no, he's in trouble from stealing from the welfare fund. So we're going to hold off on that one. So what do we do every week? Weekend at Bernie's. Bernie, again, he didn't really have a wild weekend, so we had him posing in front of the Aria Casino because he's just doing a little photo shoot here, loving life.
Cute little face, though. Oh, so handsome.
He loves it. Next up, everybody's favorite segment, You Got Vegas. This one is sad, but also definitely the guy got Vegas. Okay, so the headline may be a little bit misleading. It says, Las Vegas tourist forced woman to have sex on the strip, tore off part of her ear. Okay, so if you read into the article a little more, I'm pretty sure this was a hooker, and this was just like, sex that he paid for. It was outside the stratosphere, so it was on the street. And look at this one. He was there in town to celebrate the birth of a grandchild. I mean, that's pretty wholesome. He maintained he had no memory of the incident. So you got to a blackout, you got a hooker, she was cheap, you were trying to do it outside, you got a little nuts, you bit her ear off, you got Vegas, sir.
Yeah.
So.
Also, I always said, go to Vegas to celebrate the birth of children.
Yeah, exactly. All right, this week, let's face it. So, first one here, Matt Rhule. You got a 7-year contract to be the head coach of the Panthers. You didn't last the 7 years, bud. But you did. You will still get paid another $40 million for not coaching because they fired your ass.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough thing because they say to the guy, I want to give you a 7-year deal because I want you to come in here and spend that time to build the team. And they just said, look, it's the 3rd season. You're 1-4. You look like shit. Baker Mayfield has the lowest quarterback rating this year out of any quarterback. So, time to go. Time to move it on. So, we'll see what happens over in the Panthers if they get some change there. But they look like shit. Next one, Draymond Green. You're practicing. You got to punch a teammate in the face because of a foul. What are we doing here? How do you build a team? How do you go back to that and build a good team culture when you punch somebody in the face and it's on a video that gets leaked out? Everybody watches it. That kind of sucks for the whole team.
As of today, they've mended fences, but there's no way in hell that's the case. They just put that out there.
I don't know how many people out there have been punched in the face and then were a couple days later cool with the other person and you want to hang out with them and go, so.
DaVante Adams, because, I'm here today, too.
Yeah, let's do it.
Kind of talk through everything so
Why
far.
not?
While he does his talk. We all saw this, I'm sure. Did not like the loss. Took it out on a nice little camera guy or microphone guy. I don't know, some kind of technical person that was just trying to get out of the way as he's walking, shoves him to the ground. That looked terrible. However, we now find that the victim is suing, pressing charges on DaVante, went to the hospital, has some injuries. I mean, the kid got shoved, fine, but you shouldn't have anything wrong with you. Definitely looking for a payout. One, dude, you can't do shit like that because you're going to have people that are going to take you for everything you have. But two, you're being a little greedy. There's no reason to press charges. So I think everybody loses in this situation, but that happened this past Thursday.
Yeah, it's like I get it. The guy wants to try to get a few bucks, right? But like, I would rather just reach out to DaVante's people and say, look, I could try to get money from this whole thing. Why don't you give me some signed memorabilia, do the right to get some season tickets, whatever, and he'll make out. But no, he's gonna go do the hospital route. So that kind of sucks, and I feel bad for him because there's one angle of it. It looks like he's walking. The guy comes right out in front of him, and he shoves him, but can't do it these days. Everybody's gonna cry. Oh, what about the other guys? You want to talk about?
Well, we have another one too. Tom Brady, stupid Tom Brady. He gets all these stupid calls, pussy calls. Oh, don't hurt Tom Brady. Can't shove him. Can't touch him. Can't play freaking football with him. However, also on Thursday night with the Raiders Chiefs, same thing happened. Forget his name, but a Chiefs player took down Derek Carr and got called for unnecessary roughness, and he actually had the ball. He had possession himself of the ball, and you're saying that was, roughing the passer, but yeah, he's the one with the ball. It was just absolutely obnoxious. It's kind of like the joke of this week for everybody just saying, like, I don't know if football's going to be played this weekend because the refs are being all, ridiculous with their roughing the passer calls, but we had that happen. I mean, we all know everybody kisses Brady's ass, but then we happen to see it again against Carr, and no one kisses Carr's ass. Something's up. They're being weird. So
yeah, I hate it. And actually, we probably should have put his face up here too. Troy Aikman, during the broadcast, basically says, look, the rules committee's got to get together and figure this one out because it's not good. He goes, they got to take the dresses off. And he's getting a lot of shit now because they're saying like, oh, he's a misogynist and all this.
I think that's funny as hell.
Come on, take the dresses off, ladies.
Take the dresses off.
Come on, let them play.
Good. I like it. I like it. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right, where did we watch the games? So Saturday, we kind of had a low-key day. We went out to this area 20 minutes west of Las Vegas Strip, which is called Summerlin. It's a really nice, like, kind of suburbs-type area, and they have this place called Downtown Summerlin, which is kind of like an outdoor mall-type situation, right? How would you explain
Vegas
it?
is full of these things where it's just kind of like you could do all kinds of stuff outside, whereas I know on the East Coast, it's a lot of, like, you go in and you're in a building and that's how you can go shopping and stuff. These are all like, plaza kind of style or village kind of style things, but they're always cool because they'll have a bunch of restaurants, a couple bars, and then a bunch of stores. And so we like this place. But Frankie's Uptown, we wanted to give them a shout out because they do have, they're very pet friendly outside. You're not allowed to bring them in the restaurant, but they are so pet friendly. And on top of the dog bowls, they also have a dog menu. And he was able to get a little snack. He can get a hot dog. He could get a hamburger or pepperoni. We got him pepperoni. So I thought that was very cute. Great big menu. Definitely a variety of things that we haven't seen before. And you can watch. We watched some college football while we were there. So good place.
And inside, they have like regular TVs, but they do have one big screen in there that they'll show like the main game. So I feel like that's a good spot for like a Thursday night or Monday night where you're going to watch that one game. So that was cool.
Sunday, we went to a couple new places for ourselves. Tap. Both of these were in the MGM. Tap again. You gotta get there very early if you want bar seats on a Sunday. Remember in Vegas, it's 10 a.m. games, so you're getting there, but early. We were able to find one chair, and I stood the whole time, which is fine. And if you guys know me, that's what I do anyway. But we squeezed ourselves in there, and we were there by like 9:35. So. Gotta get there early, but again, big menu, a million TVs. People just went there to watch football. It was great. And then we ended up walking down to a place called Losers. If you know anything about Nashville, this started off in Nashville, and they kind of brought the concept into the MGM. Not really good food place.
No, not at all.
You could get a hot dog or chips. That's pretty much it.
But big TVs.
But big TVs, and I guess they do live music, a lot of live music. They didn't have it, during football Sunday, but I think all the other days they do some kind of live music. So that was Losers.
It was a pleasant surprise to stumble upon this place because we're like, wow, we could watch the games we want to watch. Because for the East Coast, the 4 o'clock games. For us, it's the 1 o'clock games. But there's only usually like 3. So if they have 2 giant TVs, so chances are if you're going for the game you're going to want to watch is going to be on those TVs. So pretty cool spot.
Ooh, not a good one.
Not a good week. This is the worst week since we started doing the podcast for betting. 31% hit rate, and the units. You know what it was? This is not advice for you guys, but chasing. Ended up making some money back, and then by the time we got to the Ravens game, let's see, we already had 2.5 units on the Ravens and added 4 more. So 6.5 units, and we were down 7.5. Basically, that the whole weekend was kind of pivoted on.
I had my lock was the Lions, and they were absolute trash. So
it's unbelievable because they didn't put up any points. They got shut out
by the Patriots, who we all know the old Patriots. These are not the old Patriots, so this was shocking. Very disappointing over that. The over on the Jets-Dolphins game, a good game for the Jets, but didn't cover the over at all. Bums. Yep. Jaguars were a joke. So it was just like watching. Thank God the Bills were fantastic and the Jets were fantastic because we walked out of there happy as hell, but we were poor. So that was not,
not the best.
Not the best.
Yeah, I mean, so what are the takeaways? Like the Bills, she'll talk about it. You know that. That's coming up next. But they look like the team to beat. I mean, they rolled. The Jets at 3-2. I mean, if you were going to say the Giants at 4-1 and the Jets at 3-2, that's pretty nuts compared to what the over/under on the games were. 5.5 for the Jets.
Yep,
I think
Josh
the Giants
is on his way to making his money on the future bet he took over the summer. Well, into early summer did he go, I'm taking the Jets, which I agreed with. They gave him 5.5 games over/under. Come on.
Yeah.
But he's almost there.
We got a couple good preseason bets, like the Eagles over 8.5 games. Also, I was just looking at this. I have DaVante Adams to lead for touchdowns, receiving touchdowns. Now Kelsey screwed him because he got 4, so Kelsey now is the leader, and I think he has.
If DaVante Adams is in jail, he can't score any touchdowns.
No, he won't. I hope he's not. I mean, Alvin Kamara is still out.
Yeah.
So,
we know the NFL makes things happen. So okay.
But Danny Dimes though, like did he beat the Packers there? Like the 4-1.
That was a good game too.
Yeah.
Eagles. I mean, ridiculous. That's why I'll talk about my theory this week for betting. Cowboys. That was a good game. That was a good game to watch. I think that's where at least I won some money. I don't know. If
we both
won some money on that one, so that was good. That's where we kind of made some of it back. And I don't know, the Jags, you can't freaking tell with them. It's just, I don't know. I wouldn't put my money anywhere near them for a while because they looked good. Now they look like shit, and then who knows? Maybe they will be better. But
I agree. Yeah, I mean they lose to the Texans, who I think they were winless, and they just they lost them. So hit or miss, but that's a little bit of a weird one. But now it's time for what was that?
You keep screwing up the button, but it's like the first one right there.
So this is actually Christine's time to rant. This is the music, and last week it was not a happy dance. This week was a happy dance. Right?
What was last week?
Whatever, they played the Dolphins and they lost.
Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Relax yourself, son. Relax yourself.
All right, do it.
I can't remember who we played last week, though.
Look, life's a blur.
Oh, it is. All right, here's my 2 minutes.
Oh, we're counting down.
Oh, shut up. You talk. We got to get out of here soon.
Well,
I've just been listening to you talk. Yap. Okay, quickly, because I don't need to say much. They were beautiful. But I must thank the Bills. Of course, they played at home. So Bills Mafia got another fantastic show of not them just winning, but them crushing. And for all of us bettors out there, I wish I could put money on them, but, superstition tells me to do otherwise. They crushed the spread. They crushed the over single-handedly. No points, 3 points from the Steelers end. No, it was just the Bills taking care of the over. So that was, a good putting money on. I think they crushed the over.
I don't know about that, actually.
Yeah, maybe they didn't. But
Either way, they put up 38.
If the Steelers would have put up a little bit more, then maybe they would have.
Can you pick it?
All right, so I have another error. Listen, I can't remember everything. It's too
Can't
much.
win 'em all.
Davis, very, very good job. He caught a 98-yard pass from Allen for a touchdown. That was among many awesome touchdowns that happened that game. But
Yeah.
good
Unreal.
job, and it was a single-handed catch. Very good. So again, I love my team. It's just not only are they good, but they're entertaining and they're trying to blow everybody away, not just win. Again, we have Kansas City revenge game coming up this Sunday. It's the second game that day. So you got your 1 o'clocks or your 10 o'clocks. This is the 1 o'clock in West Coast time, 4 o'clock East Coast time. But basically, everybody needs to watch that game. We need to crush them. We need to shut them up, show them who's boss. And if you guys watched anything Thursday night, you need to, Kelsey's just constantly getting open somehow and getting ready for those touchdowns from Mahomes. So we need to be on top of him. That's definitely one of the things. I don't know as of today the exact injury reserve list. I'm hoping Poyer's coming back. I know Tre'Davious White is not in this week, but he is practicing, so hopefully we'll have him soon.
That's good. Well, did you hear? You want to talk about? Was it Micah Hyde is out?
Micah Hyde's out for this season. He had neck surgery.
Terrible, right?
Terrible surgery, but he's doing fine. But it's gonna take him 6 to 9 months of rehab, so he is unfortunately not going to be participating the rest of the season. So. We need everybody else in as much as possible. And definitely want to see Von Miller do what Von Miller does best against these Chiefs. He needs to come out strong. I'm sure he will. But Buffalo needs you, man. Do it.
It's a big week. I mean, this is probably
The
biggest game. Or maybe the Eagles-Cowboys might be also up there as like the best game of the week, right? Those are the two games that stick out. But, yeah, I mean.
This is a better game.
Tough one. In Kansas City, but if you
Yeah,
go there...
We always have to go to Kansas City. They can't ever just...
Come to Buffalo
Buffalo.
in January or something?
Yeah, right? Okay.
All right, now it's time to just roll
My
into the
rant.
games.
Yes. Quickly, we will get through
Quickly.
these.
So this is today. We're going to post on Instagram, so you'll have already seen this. But this is what we're betting for today, tonight, whatever you want to call it.
If you don't know this is a pick'em.
Yeah.
Pick'em, meaning that they're just both such bad teams that they said, I don't know, we don't know who's going to win. Pick whoever, we'll give you some money. I believe the Bears are going to pull out a win. They are terrible, okay? But so is the Commanders. At least they have home field advantage, so maybe give them that. Maybe they'll win by 3 points. Who knows?
They said that Carson Wentz actually has a bicep issue, too, that he's dealing with. So,
okay.
he sucks anyway. I mean, Ron Rivera, their coach, he was asked, in terms of the NFC East, what's the problem with Washington compared to the other teams and why they're so successful? And he just answers, quarterback. That's so bad. I mean,
not good. You gotta lie.
You're right. Even just say he's trying. We're trying to get him help, but no. I think this is one of the lowest totals for the week at 38. So I'm betting my money on the over on this one. I just think that they should be able to eke out 38 points is not that many. I mean, if you think about like a 21-17, you're at a push. So,
Yeah, but they're having games that I've played in that were 3 to 7.
True.
So
Anyway, so we'll see. But, yeah, I'm on the over, and Christine is picking those Bears. Justin Fields.
all right, Bucks Steelers. I mean, we all saw what a disappointment the Steelers are. I mean, the Bills are just fantastic.
They play the Bills, yeah.
But the Steelers aren't doing that well anyway. So going Bucks, and I think that spread is doable. Maybe if you want to put a few bucks down to, buy the points, that's a possibility too. It might not hurt, but
Yeah, we'll talk about that in one of the betting 101s, which is buying points. Basically, what you could do is instead of having a 110 spread...
you are going to talk about it now.
No. I'm just going to give a heads up, but you just said it. You can buy a half a point or a point and just make the spread different if you want. It just costs you extra money. So this one, the Bucks defense is good. They held the Falcons to 110 passing yards last week, which is terrible. And the Steelers, they were dominated by the Bills. I mean, really bad in the red zone, 0 for 4 in the red zone. So, yeah, I agree with you there. The only thing that just scares me is just so many points. And the Bucks offense hasn't done shit, really. Like, they've been...
This is true, but I'm going Bucks.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one, neither of us are actually betting, but pulling out of thin air, I'd go the over. There's no, I have no facts to support that, so I wouldn't put my money on it either if I were you. But that's, if I had to, gun to my head, I would go over.
They said Jameis Winston is practicing this week, but they're not saying whether or not he's playing, so he could return this week. If not, Andy Dalton, when they had Taysom Hill last week, who had a couple touchdowns, that actually looked pretty dynamic. So maybe it's going to change the way they think about having Jameis in there if he is playing, to use Taysom a little bit more also. But they do have Michael Thomas and Marshawn Lattimore not practicing as well for the Saints. So, they might be a little bit banged up there.
The fucking Jaguars.
Yeah,
Excuse my language.
That's why we don't have anything. We're not betting them, because who are they? I don't know.
And the Colts. Okay? The first time they were my lock of the week, they did shit. Nothing. Literally nothing. And then all of a sudden they're pulling out these crazy wins. Again, can't freaking tell. So I guess I would say the over, because they're both throwing teams. They're both working hard to win. I feel like it's going to be a high-scoring game. Again, do I feel that highly convicted where I'm putting money on it? No. But if you, or you could look at me as the mush, and you might want to take the under. I don't know.
Fader. But yeah, the last time they met, it was 24-0 Jags. But then since then, they lost to the Eagles. Then they went and lost again to the Texans. So it's just like, I don't know who
pathetic.
they are. It was pathetic. Yeah. This is a game I would not want to watch on TV.
Yeah, no. That's one we will be ignoring as we sit in Lambeau Field.
Yeah. Pats, Browns.
I'm taking the Pats because as much as I hate the Pats, they are not a threat for me this year. So might as well see if I can make some money off of them. You're going against the Browns. The Browns, yeah. I was going to change it for some reason. I don't know.
We sat next to a couple last week. It was sandwiched between Browns and Chargers fans, and so we're kind of like forced to pay attention to that game also. But the Browns hung in with the Chargers.
But we ended up winning a lot of money on the second half of the Chargers because the Chargers fans were so into it. I'm like, okay, sir, I got to put money on the second half. Let's go. And they were good people. The Browns fans, good people too, but they had definitely gotten up very early to fly into Vegas and had not gone to sleep yet while watching the game. And with the time difference, it definitely, that hits people hard. So they were a little, they probably got a little Vegas. After that day. I don't know if they kept going, forget it.
The guy said, "Can I get a coffee with Bailey's in it?" And then the bartender says, "Sure." He goes, "You want me to leave a little room if you want any cream or anything you want to add to it?" He goes, "How about some more Bailey's?" Okay.
Although you don't need cream if you're putting Bailey's in your coffee, because that's a milkshake.
Weird, yeah. But this one, yeah. I mean, look, I was surprised that the Patriots, with their third-string quarterback now, go and shut out the Lions, who had one of the best offenses all year. So I think the Patriots' defense is actually pretty strong. It's Belichick.
And they get 3 points, so give it a shot.
Yeah, whenever you see Belichick plus points, you're like, you're inclined to want to take it.
Yeah. Okay.
This is it. The Jets at Green Bay will be there in attendance. They'll be watching. I think the Jets, they put together a solid team, and I don't want to overhype it because it was the Dolphins with their third-string quarterbacks. I don't want to make it seem like. But their defense is coming up strong. Their run game is insane. The guy Breece Hall is looking like he could be, legit. He was up for Rookie of the Week this week on offense, and Sauce Gardner on defense, their cornerback, was up for Rookie of the Week on defense. So I think that defensively they're doing some really good things. Based on what the Giants were able to do to the Packers, I think that maybe we could put a good game plan together for the Packers and kind of slowing them down.
Packers are also kind of disappointing this season.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not disappointed, but if you were a Packers fan, you're probably disappointed with them this
Yeah, 3-2.
year.
The teams, if you're saying both of these teams have the same record, 3-2, it's surprising.
Right.
But I think that the Jets plus 7 points, I think they could hang in there with them. I'm hoping for the W here for sure. I want to go there and see them pull this out. But if getting a touchdown, I like that, and I'm betting it.
I disagree, but I'm not betting it because I don't want, that's just rude. I'm hoping. I want to watch this game first half. I'd love to take the over on the second half if it's going the right way. So that's why I'm going to hold off on the first half because, again, I can't put my money on the Packers. That's just, that's a dick move. But I'm not so sure the Jets are going to at least cover +7. Hopefully they win. I mean, good for you guys, but I don't know about +7. So
It should be a relatively nice day, 50 degrees, sunny out there, so that shouldn't play a factor into it. So we'll see. I'm pumped up for those boys. Let's go. Jet Nation.
Hold on, I just screwed that up, by the way.
What'd you say?
Well, I said hopefully they'll win, but I don't think they'll win by +7. It's the complete wrong thing that I'm saying. But I want you guys to win.
Yeah.
I should say, but I don't know.
I'm intrigued by the money line. I mean, because like
Money line not bad.
260, right? So if you put up 100, you get 260. That kind of like is nice. And I'm rooting for them to win. I don't want them to win to lose by 4 points and then I cover.
Right.
So we'll see. I might end up switching that up, adding a little bit of juice on the money line. Look, you got to double down on your emotions. You're already happy there. You're rooting for them.
Or
Why
you
not
don't.
win some money?
Or you don't.
Next one, Ravens Giants. This is a good game. This is actually.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because the Giants, they looked sick in London against the Packers. Danny Dimes throwing dimes, running dimes in, just bloodied up and still pushing through. But also, as we saw, that's who we won against, the Ravens last week. Yeah. But like the Ravens gave us a run for our money, and we just barely beat them. So they're also, I have strong feelings for the Ravens as being a good team. Like I do believe that they're a good team. Just like always, Lamar Jackson's a strong quarterback. So if I were to put money on this, I would take Ravens money line because I feel like they'll win, but they're just going to pull out a little baby win. -5.5. I don't think they'll cover. So
this is like, the Giants are getting no love here. They're at home. They're 4-1. Right. They lost once, and they're getting 5.5 points at home. That's kind of to Dable. Like I would use this in the locker room if I was those guys. Hey, Vegas thinks that we're the worst team by 5.5 at home.
But Ravens, like I said, they're pretty good. So
yeah, no, they are. I mean, like they just beat the Bengals, where like the score was not indicative. They were actually doing better than the score kind of went out. They had a win at the end of the game, but like a couple questionable calls. They went for it on 4th down, misfield. There was a bunch of stuff going on there. So
refs suck.
Refs suck. Vikings, Dolphins. We talked about this. I mean, first of all, the Vikings are kind of a sneaky 4-1. Like you don't think about them as being one of the top teams in the league.
No, it's odd, but they have a good record.
They're winning, and then the Dolphins are going to start that third string guy again. I guess Teddy's not back yet. I think they're both practicing.
They're both. Tua's definitely practicing, but he's not. He'll be in next week. I think that's what they're looking at, but. I mean, listen, we would definitely put our money on the Vikings, but we're also realizing we're sitting in Lambeau Field. We don't have much access to games. Yeah. And so we didn't want to have too much to have to look out for.
That's right. So. Yeah, I mean, people like the guy Skylar Thompson didn't look bad against the Jets last week. So he looked okay. And some Dolphins fans actually wanted him to get the start if it wasn't going to be Tua instead of Teddy. But we'll see. Yeah, this one it feels to me like this is going to be a Vikings probably a good win here, but never know. It's in Miami, so we'll see. Niners Falcons. I mean, the Niners put up 37 points last week. They looked pretty good, but they were playing the Panthers, and the Panthers are trash. So.
Yeah, you can't really count anything that the Panthers have done.
And at the end of the game, where Tom Brady, remember that stupid call the refs made, where it was a roughing the passer call when it was basically just a sack. Mm-hmm. If that didn't happen, the Falcons might have had a chance to get the ball back and actually go score because they only lost by 6 points. So the Falcons aren't a bad team. It's in Atlanta. You just got to figure that the Niners are going to come out with a W. But yeah, is it going to be 5.5? I don't know. It could be like one of those 24-20 games, so they don't cover. So that we're staying away from that one because I think it's going to be probably decently close.
Okay, so definitely, if you want something to bet on the Rams. This is a joke. They just lost their coach, like Josh said. Mayfield's injured; he's out. They're just like a team that's going to be working this season to figure out how to rebuild and restructure themselves. So they're just going to be a joke, definitely this weekend. And the Rams are not good either, but
it's a lot of points though, 10.5.
I think they'll cover.
This is one probably where you buy the half point, get to 10.
10 is a great bet. 10.5, yeah, that's a little rough, but or you take, I don't know, the under. I can't imagine too many passes are going to be made, too many touchdowns are going to be scored. But
yeah, the Rams look like kind of shit against the Cowboys. Cowboys kind of dominated them.
Yeah.
But But yeah, the fact that they're 2-3 is pretty disappointing here. I mean, this is Super Bowl champs. So, all right, next one: Cardinals Seahawks. I mean, again, this is a little bit of a weird one. Statistically, the Seahawks have one of the best offenses in the league. Geno has one of the best quarterback ratings.
God, Geno.
I mean, look, if you basically just went on both sides. You bet for him, he didn't win for you. You bet against him, and then he did win. So you just hate that he's not covering for you whenever you.
I also dislike Geno Smith. Of course, he's disappointing me, and I'd expect nothing less. So
Cardinals hung in with Philly, and it was kind of came down to the last minute there, and Philly obviously 5-0. So I don't know exactly who the Cardinals are. I know that the Seahawks
are doing well. So
yeah.
If I didn't hate Geno so much, I would put money on the Seahawks personally.
I kind of feel like it's going to be one of these 31-27 type of games where even though the over-under is high at 50.5, I think I'm going to put some money on that one because I think it might be one of those shootouts. Plus, this is one of the later games. There's only 2 of them.
Yeah.
So it's like it's basically this game and then the Bills game are the only games that are on, I think, at the afternoon game. So
I will only be focusing on the Bills game.
That's right. Well, look, I'm putting my money there. She doesn't want to do it because she can't jinx him. But we're both using this as the lock of the week. Buffalo Bills -3 points only, and it's even money, which means there's no juice there. You bet 100, win 100, right? Mm-hmm. This to me is going to be a statement game for the Bills to go out there and say,
absolutely,
we're here.
Screw you at home, at your own home.
Yep.
Whatever. This is going to be a great game, and I don't know if it's allowed to be a lock of the week, so I'm not putting money on the Bills because I never do. But yes, I think it's a guaranteed win.
The actual money being placed for you is not going to happen because of the jinxing.
Oh yeah, I totally would screw it up for everybody. Yeah,
so this is the first time we're both on a lock. Look, you could say what you want about Kansas City and Kelsey this and Mahomes that, and we all know it and we've seen it every week or whatever. This Bills team is the truth, and I think this is going to be one of those years for them where people are going to be talking about them. So I'm on them.
Super Bowl, baby. We're on our way.
All right.
And the final game. No,
it's not the
Sunday
final
night game. Sorry, we have the Monday night game.
Yeah, the Sunday night game. This is a great game. I always hate these NFC games being on TV, but these teams are actually good, and it's like
this is going to be a good game to watch. Definitely. I'm not even sure. I don't think Prescott's near coming back, right? I know he's working, he's practicing, but I don't think he'll be in this weekend. They haven't made any announcement, which
they're not in a rush too,
right?
Get
an NFL notification. I'm not sure.
They're not in a rush to get him back because Cooper Rush just won them.
Yeah.
Speaking of rush,
yeah. So I'm putting my money on the Cowboys. He's taking the over, which I think the over is a good one too, because the Eagles are crushing. They're putting up a lot of points as well, so the over is a good one, but. I also I kind of feel like these guys are due for a loss, like can you really, we're looking at their schedule, man, and like Phillies fans, congratulations. I support your happiness. Like you deserve this also, but your schedule is fucking easy.
It really is.
You have an easy schedule. You got to lose at some point. This is going to be one of your harder games. Hopefully this is where you get that loss out of the way because you can't be undefeated. It's so hard to be undefeated.
Yeah. But just because like stupid things like a turnover that you don't expect, a
or
weird
bad
fumble.
refs.
Yeah, right.
So I'm going Cowboys. I think this is their win, and they're getting 6 points.
They're getting 6. If they, the Philly could win by 3 and you still win. So I do actually like that bet. There's a possibility that I join you there on that one, but I am betting for sure the over. I just think that 42 is too low of a total, and I think this is going to be a game where it'll be close, which means both teams are going to score points. So maybe it's 24-20 type of thing. So we'll see. And then moving to Monday night, the last game. This is probably going to be one where we're going to bet the most amount of money because we'll have lost all weekend. Mm-hmm. No, I hope not.
Well, also, you don't put your money on the Broncos anymore because Russell Wilson is terrible. I should have put this up on a slide, but like they are starting to post the picture of Tiger Woods, his mugshot, where he's looking sad and miserable, and just saying, this is Russell Wilson after Thursday night's game. Just definitely
rough.
And they kind of look similar. And
he's aging. Yeah.
So, anyways, definitely going with Chargers 5.5. If you want to buy a point down, maybe you could do that. But I think they're going to cover this spread, no problem.
Yeah, they're at home. It's not that many points. The Broncos just have looked shitty.
Looks terrible.
I think Herbert's going to put up a lot of yards here.
Yeah, this should be an easy
one.
This is probably a lock also, but Bills. Let's go Bills.
All right, so what are we actually betting? What are we actually betting? This is
I'm
your
taking
chance.
the Bears
Screenshot
tonight. We're recording this on Thursday before the Thursday night football game. I want Bears. I think, out of the two shit teams, they might cover it a little bit more.
Yeah.
And he's taking the over 38 because it's a low over. I agree with that. Maybe I'll be betting second half. Then I'm taking the Bucks against the Steelers just because I saw how terrible the Steelers were, and the Patriots at +3 versus the Browns. I have a good feeling about that, so I went with that one.
Yeah, and then I'm going to be at Green Bay, rooting for those Jets and betting on them. And then next one, again, we talked about the Geno and Kyler Murray putting up some points there. I think over on the 50.5 is where to go. And then we're both on at lock, though.
Let's go.
That Bills Mafia lock of the week.
Bills Mafia, I hope you show up to Kansas City.
Do it.
I mean, I can't go because I had to sit through the stupid freaking Jets game again. But
game.
show up, be out,
Yep.
tell them who's boss.
And then you got what?
I got the Cowboys against Eagles. We just talked about it. I think that's a good cover. I mean, here it says +6, but the line changed to 5.5, so I'm going with that one. He's taking the over. And then we both have money on the Chargers-Broncos game, but I'm taking the Chargers to win, and he's taking the over, right?
Nope, we're both taking the Chargers.
Both taking the Chargers. I don't really care, okay? I'm, not in it. I'm out of it today.
All right, everybody. Well, look. You know it. You got to go subscribe. We tell you this, and you go, yeah, and you look us in the face when we see you in person, and then you don't subscribe. Like, why are we doing this to each other?
Calling you out.
This is baloney.
Subscribe. Say that you love us.
Yeah.
We're sober today, so we're not as fun.
We're not as fun. Maybe we're going to go have a few drinks now.
Yeah, we're running
with some
late,
friends
so,
and-
it's been a rough day.
So once we get the music going,
All right.
we'll wrap this all up. We love you all. We hope your betting goes better than our betting just did last week. And we hope our betting does better too because we want to make a lot of money. Mm-hmm. So let's go Jets. Let's go Bills. Let's get that Lambeau win out there. Christine's a terrible co-host.
Today is a bad day. We'll get our shit together. It's because we're in New York. It's cloudy and dingy here.
Dingy, yeah.
It's not the same. All right.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Look at this. Water.
Water. This is my problem today.
Couple of bettors.
I want to make money. Couple of bettors.
Couple of bettors.